another thing that was all over the internet, but
Hmm.
here's one website that I saw wrote about it.
Okay.
Rolling Stone. This is from Rolling Stone. It says Chris Brown's lawsuit over alleged nightclub attack dismissed
Okay.
by accuser.
Hmm.
A
When
music
I'm
producer. Huh?
sorry, I was gonna say when I'm turning to the side. By the way, it's because I'm looking at my laptop. I can't put it in my lap. So
Oh, no, no worries. I didn't even see you because I was reading the article.
yeah, but
A music
I'm sure
producer.
somebody's gonna be like, "Why is she doing that?" I'm looking at my laptop.
Way to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
A music producer who accused Chris Brown of beating him with a tequila bottle and then stomping him. I'm sorry.
That's not funny. That's not funny. Why is that funny to you?
Because I'm sorry.
No, share it with the class. What's so funny?
Because a grown man accusing another grown man of these details is kind of wild. Like, I knew the bottle. I knew the bottle, right? But I didn't know, quote, and then stomping him. I did not
That is
know and
so
then
sad.
stomping him. Damn.
That is not funny. That is actually really sad.
All right. Um,
I mean, who
at
else
a
would be
London,
doing that other than another grown man?
but just like putting those details there, I understand. Listen, coming off the Diddy trial, we have heard a lot of things
Anything is
in
possible.
details that we did not expect from grown-ups.
Hmm.
But I just wasn't ready when I read that just now. I didn't have my force fields up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Um, yeah. Um, and then stopping him at a London nightclub has dropped his lawsuit against the singer. Billboard reported the news, citing Los Angeles court documents in which Amadou Abe Diol requested Friday that his suit against Brown be dismissed with prejudice, meaning the case cannot be filed again in court. A settlement between the two parties has not yet been confirmed. Brown was accused of attacking Dior in February 2023, resulting in a hospitalization later a $16 million lawsuit related to the attack. Brown pleaded not guilty to a charge of grievous bodily harm with intent, the New York Times previously reported. Dior's lawsuit also accused Brown of having, quote, inflicted severe and lasting injuries from the attack, including lacerations on his head and torn ligaments in his leg, and that he suffered, quote, serious and permanent emotional distress and trauma following the alleged lawsuit. Yeah, so I don't know why you would want that dropped. That's really serious. Now I kind of feel bad for laughing.
Well, I mean,
Um, it says the
right.
singer. Oh, this is important though. It says the singer is still facing criminal charges stemming from the case. Brown was arrested in May at a Manchester hotel and was charged with the count of causing grievous bodily harm with intent, as well as assault causing actual bodily harm and carrying an offensive weapon. A judge initially ruled that he could be held without bail due to extremely serious allegations against him. The artist spent several days in jail. Y'all remember that? Until a judge granted him a $6.7 million bail during a custody hearing.
Which he was able to put up, so he got out.
It's nice to be rich, man. Sheesh.
Yeah,
6.7 mil. God damn.
and
Shit.
and he went right back to the
Holy.
stage.
And went right back to the stage to get those millions back.
The Breezy Bowl is on. At that point, he was in the European leg of the tour.
Yep.
He's now in the U.S. Looks like the tour goes all the way through September, maybe
Mm.
even longer.
Yeah.
Um, and you going?
Nope.
Oh, it goes through October, and then yeah, it goes through October. You're not going?
No.
You don't want to see him go wall to wall?
I assume that's a song reference. I'm not familiar. Sorry. But I think Chris Brown is an amazing performer, but I'm not the biggest Chris Brown fan, so I would be. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for me to go.
You don't want to see him so you could say, yo?
No. I mean, you're the Chris Brown fan here. The
I
question
mean,
is, are you going?
no. I said that
Okay.
before. Um, No.
Okay. All right. Well,
I
let's.
I have seen a lot of Chris Brown concerts.
Yes, you have discussed that here before. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it, but I'm just saying that's why I don't have any interest in this. I also don't listen to Chris Brown. I said very publicly a few years ago
You
that I
have.
wasn't going to listen to Chris Brown like that anymore.
Yeah, I
And
remember I was asking you
I
about
don't.
1111, and you was like, "What's that?
Yeah, I
What's
haven't listened
11?
to.
Should I make a wish? Is that what you're trying to tell me?" And I was like, "No, it's Chris Brown."
Yeah, after
Everyone is talking about it, and you were like, "Oh, I won't be talking about it. I won't be listening."
yeah, the last album I listened to was Heartbreak on a Full Moon. I haven't listened to a Chris Brown album since then, and I have not gone to a concert since then. I hear him on the radio sometimes, and yeah, the songs are catchy. I sing along. I haven't forgotten. My muscle memory is still there, but
Right. I still bust a
outside
move.
of that, yeah. But if I'm turning on some music, it's not usually Chris Brown.
I got you. Well, let's circle back to the lawsuit. I think it's really interesting that the gentleman dropped the case on his end, especially after such severe injuries. I would expect that you would keep that. Now, what I'm curious about, and we don't know the answer to yet, because even the end of the article, Rolling Stone said um, they were unable to confirm certain things as far as was the settlement reached or not.
My
Also, they
guess
said that
is
Chris
that
Brown. They also said Chris Brown did not respond for comment, but I'm curious what's going to happen next because I would imagine that even if the person dropped out of his part of the legal side of things,
mhm.
that the civil side of things is still standing. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. I'm also curious to see what's going to happen with the case because, as we just read, the case is not over. So it says dismissed, but it's interesting that it's really not done. So
No.
um, it's
Yeah,
kind of like misleading,
yeah. To me,
but
it sounds like maybe they came to some sort of agreement. Um,
right.
and what that probably means is that his lawyers are working to make the rest of it go away.
Yeah. Well, I thought that
Um,
already when he went over there and went to jail because he turned himself in,
yeah.
and it didn't look like he was, picked up at the airport and it was some embarrassing, shocking, uh, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Is a word that starts with A. It's when they like jump you, and
Accost,
you're shocked. What's it?
accost, accost him,
No, no, no. I
assault.
think of the word and come. Nah, it's like when you get, caught off guard by the other side. It's fine. It doesn't look like he was caught off guard. It doesn't look like he was, shocked when this happened. My understanding is he turned himself in. So I think they were already working to make this go away. So it makes sense to me that these things are rolling this way. But I think what's interesting is that it's not over yet. So I agree that his lawyers are probably working with him to dismiss everything, make everything go away in one way or another. But I'm curious to see how the rest of this will unfold.
Yeah.
And if we'll hear a settlement number, because yeah, I agree. It sounds like even though a settlement was not confirmed, it's either already happened or it's in the works.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's it's so I never know what to do with this sort of thing because it's like I was very confused about why he would go back to Europe.
Mhm.
I guess I shouldn't say that I'm confused by it. He makes a lot of money in Europe.
Mhm.
That's a reason to go back to Europe. It just seemed like he created more problems for himself than not. And I guess my thought was like how what's the price? But I guess when you have big fancy lawyers and can make stuff go away, then a couple days in jail really don't mean as much to you as the average person. So I don't know
Well, the
because
other thing is the longer you wait, the worse things get a lot of
which
times because
makes
because then
sense.
they say you're running away. you're trying
Yeah.
to avoid it,
Yeah.
all of these different things. And so your consequences increase, and
Yeah.
so do and the leniency from the judge decreases in that sense,
Yes.
because they'll
That
say,
makes
hey, we've been trying to get this thing settled. I'm
right.
exaggerating what I'm about to say, but they'll say, for the last 10 years we've been trying to get you to come back and deal with this. Now you're asking for bail or a lesser sentence or for the state to dismiss it, and they won't because you've been
Hmm.
running. Again, hyperbole, I'm giving an extreme example,
Hmm.
but that's kind of one of the things that people ignore. And it's
Hmm.
like, yo, you waited so long that now they just want to throw the book at you because they're fed
Hmm.
up. So
Yeah.
I think it's wise that he got it. Um, that he went to go start the process.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,